everybody, welcome back. Today I just wanted to take a little bit of time to discuss what we will be using for our homeschool year in our home. In the past I've used my Father's World, but I've gone through this cycle for the family cycle like 2 times already, and I just felt like it was time for something else. And what I discovered while my 2 oldest have been in high school is I discovered master books, and I actually really like it. I feel like it kind of simplified things for us in some ways, and my oldest kids seem to like it a lot because I wasn't sure what to do with high school when I had high schoolers. I still have high schoolers, but I wasn't sure what we wanted to do in high school after we finished the family cycle the first time with my 2 oldest kiddos. But now we are done with it for my next batch of kiddos, which was like the one going into 9th grade all the way down to the one going into 3rd grade was doing the family cycle with us. So I felt like it was time for a change. Nothing against my Father's World at all. It is a great curriculum. I highly recommend it. My kids enjoyed a lot of the read alouds, especially when I would do goofy voices for some of the characters. But so great curriculum. Just wanted to try something new, and especially since I've been through it twice with the kids, and I didn't feel like repeating it for the ones who've already been through it a little bit. So new stuff. So I'm going to be going off frame a little bit to grab stuff here, but one of the things we have really enjoyed is a reason for spelling. It's great. It has like a story each week in the teacher's manual, and then you have spelling words like just a pre-test each week, and then like activities each day of the week, and then at the end another test. But my kids, it's helped also with phonetically being able to read, because I'm like, if you can sound it out in your head, you might be able to spell it, but we'll go over it and everything will be good. So highly recommend Reason for Spelling. And I also use, which I didn't grab, I also use a Reason for Handwriting for my kids. And most of my kids, the ones that are still doing it, are doing the transition. I think it's Reason for Handwriting T, because each one has a letter, like you could see with the Reason for Spelling, we're on C. But the Reason for Handwriting T is transition. So it starts with manuscript, and then it slowly teaches them cursive after you finish the manuscript review. So that's what they'll be doing. I think we're mostly in the transition part, and then we're going to go strictly just to cursive after that, because we did the manuscript part and started the transition part at the end of the school year last year. So that's what we're using for that. I don't have everything we're using out yet because I have a few books that still need to come. My 9th grader will be using a lot of Master Books Academy, which is online classes, and he has the books to go along with it, but I already had the books from my other kids, so I just kept them. So I'm not going to really show those, but he's taking biology through Master Books. He'll be using Master Books Academy for that. And also biology through the microscope in addition to that, because we have a microscope that I bought from Master Books when my daughter did biology, but we never really used it. So I wanted to get the book that'll make using the microscope make more sense. So that is what he's doing mostly. I don't think I have any of his books here yet, other than what I already have. But so I'm gonna start youngest to oldest with what I do have that's brand new. So my youngest will be doing, my 2 youngest, because they're Irish twins and their summer birthdays, I decided just to have them do school at the same time because they're buddies and they enjoy learning together. So they will be doing math level 1, math lessons for a living education. It's got a little pig. Each year it has a different animal on it. Or I think it's a different animal every year. But so this is what they will be doing for math. Most of my other kids, I will mention, will be doing teaching textbooks instead, but teaching textbooks doesn't start until I think 3rd grade. And I mostly have discs for most of my kids on that, but like they don't work on computers that don't have Adobe still on it. I think that's the catch. But yeah, we have a computer that we didn't uninstall Adobe, so it still works on that computer. And so most of my kids will be using teaching textbooks. I think I have 3rd grade through 7th or 8th. And then my other kids will be using the app because, yeah, they have tablets, and that'll make it easier so that not everybody has to use the one computer, because that'll just take all day. And then I also have Foundations Phonics, easy lessons for early learners. This is great. One thing I will mention that I love about master books is in the beginning, it will tell you, first off, if you're allowed to photocopy, which some of their books you can have permission to photocopy if you're only using the photocopies for your house, for your home, your specific home school. So yeah, so that's cool. And there's usually a supply list in here as well, which is super awesome. And it tells you about how long each subject should take. And then there's also, let me see if I can find it. They have like an assessment to see if they're ready. But yeah, this is what I love about master books is their schedule. It makes it super easy. It has each day, each week, then each day, and then what pages and what you'll be going over that day. In every single textbook that they have is laid out like that, and it's awesome. I highly recommend it for that reason alone. I did find, now one of my friends said they found that there's sometimes some errors because they switched publishers, I think, like a few years ago. And I did notice there was one book last year, I can't remember which one it was, but one that my son used that did have like certain page numbers printed like 2 days in a row, but it was incorrect the way, because it was a different like subject. It was a different lesson that day, subject title, I guess. So it's just like little things that I've noticed, but nothing like too major. But I really like the way it's laid out and how everything just like flows together. And then they will also, for social studies, they'll do My Story 1. Why did I say 2? Wow. Okay, My Story. Let's redo that, shall we? My Story and the World Around Me, Level 1. This is social studies. We used it last year and it worked great. Well, we used the kindergarten one last year and it was really good. They enjoyed it, and it has like fun activities and stuff that are age appropriate. And yeah, I think it'll be good for them. Then we also have Adventures in Creation Level 1, which is their science for the year. Again, it's got the nice layout for what you do each day. This looks like it's only 3 days a week instead of 5, which is kind of nice because, again, with the kindergarten, well, I didn't mention this, but with the kindergarten curriculum, it was like you don't have something every day. Like, not everything is assigned every day is what I mean to say, because you kind of want to transition kindergartners slowly into school. Yeah, you want them to play. That's like the most important thing. But there are certain things like reading and basic math that you want them to learn at that age. So it's good to have like a little bit of school, in my opinion, at that age too, just to get them used to it. Plus, in my house, with the other kids doing school, my little ones are like, when do we get to do school? So, yeah. And then we have just these books that go along with it. It's 10-minute Bible journey. And then we also have Not Too Small at All to go with it, as well as The Door of Salvation. I believe this goes with their curriculum. I kind of got some of the books mixed up, but I'm pretty sure that's for the younger kids. Then they will also be doing language lessons the second half of the year, because the phonics is only half a year and this is only one semester as well. This is the second semester thing. So now I'm gonna go over language arts real quick. That'll transition nicely. So I have a 3rd grader, so she'll be doing language lessons for a living education level 3. It's nice and handy dandy that it's got the grade on there, because sometimes with homeschool you kind of forget what grade are you in. But like when their books say it, you're like, oh yeah, you're in grade 4. So language lessons for a living education for my 4th grader. And then language lessons for a living education for my 5th grader. This one seems thicker, but maybe it's just my imagination. And then language lessons for a living education for my 6th grader as well. And then for my 8th grader, he is going to be doing the first writing strands beginning number 1, because yeah, I felt like that was probably what level he was at. And then my senior will be doing writing strands advanced 2, which I'm excited. She's going to be going through Pilgrim's Progress this year through writing strands. So that's cool. But my 9th grader, his hasn't come yet. He is going to be doing Jensen's Grammar, I believe. And that is going to be the textbook as well as Master Books Academy. So there's that. And then I also got this because I thought this is super, super important, is elementary apologetics. So I'm going to have most of my kids go through this with me. And it comes with all of these answers for kids' books. So I just really thought this would be a really good thing to go over, because it's for what we believe and why we believe it, and how to defend what we believe as well from a Christian worldview. So I think apologetics is just one of those things that like any Christian family should know and think is important, because, you know, yes, you can know the Bible, but like, how can you like explain your faith more clearly and explain why you believe certain things about creation and the world around you based off of your faith? So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. So and then I'm going to have most of my kids do this as well, elementary paleontology. So we're going to be doing dinosaurs. A lot of them were really excited. I was thinking my 3rd grader might do something else, but she's like, I want to do dinosaurs too with everybody else. So we're doing dinosaurs. It comes with quite a stack of books. It comes with The Great Alaskan Dinosaur Adventure. Also, Ken Ham's Dinosaurs for Kids. Ken Ham's Dinosaurs of Eden. Also, this is by Carl Weiland, illustrated by Daryl Whisker. I think that's how you say his name. Last name. Dragons of the Deep, Oceans, Monsters, Past and Present. And then this is Dwayne T. Gish, Dinosaurs by Design. And then we also have Charlie and Trike in the Grand Canyon by Ken Ham with Karen Hansel. So that is for our dinosaur science stuff this year. And then we will also, most of the kids will be doing this, because my 3rd grader's like, yeah, I want to do that with the rest of the kids too. So she and the rest of the kids, even my 8th grader, is probably just going to do this, because it just makes it a lot simpler to incorporate more kids in it. Because I mean, there's 10 kids, 1 graduated, but yeah. And the senior is basically on her own, and the 9th grader is basically going to be on his own with a little bit of help when he needs it, since he'll be doing a lot of video lessons. But this is for most of my kids. Will be doing elementary, U.S. geography, and social studies. And it comes with these 2 books. Passport to America, Your A to Z Tour of the States. Looked like a fun book. And then Children's Atlas of the USA as well, by Craig Froman. So that will be history, well, social studies for most of my kids. I did actually get this for my 8th grader because I thought he'd like to learn about Vikings, but if he gets frustrated with it and just doesn't enjoy it, I'll just have him join on the USA social studies thing. So this is A Child's Geography, Explore Viking Realms. I thought he seems like a kid who would really enjoy learning about Vikings. The only other thing I think I have left to show you is for my senior, I think it's really important to teach this subject because you want your kids to be wise with what they've been given financially and to be good stewards, right? So I thought Intro to Economics, there's a DVD and a book that go with it, would be a really, really important class for a senior. I made my senior last year take Intro to Economics, but he used a different curriculum. I believe I used Bob Jones Academy or Bob Jones University. Yeah, Bob Jones University Homeschool Economics course. He liked it, but I thought I might find something else for my daughter because I think she has an easier time with the layout and the formatting for master books. So I went with master books on that. I also have her taking civics. So, because I feel like it's, which is also through master's books, but I already owned it because I had my son take it last year. But yeah, I think that is a very important subject for kids to know because it teaches them the role of the government and how it should work. So she's going to be taking that as well. And I think I covered mostly everything. There's probably a few things here and there. We should be starting in a few weeks, hopefully. And, well, if my kids start getting bored, we might start by the end of the month, honestly. Which I know some people already went back to school, which is just crazy to me. But, yeah, so we should be starting probably in the next, 2-3 weeks, maybe 4. I don't know. All depends on how bored they get and how prepared I feel like I've gotten everything because I do still need to get some school supplies. Need a binder for my oldest because, yeah, a lot of her workbooks, the pages are allowed to be printed and put in our binder so that I can reuse the workbooks for my other kids when they're old enough. So, yeah, and that I think is it. I don't think I have anything else really that I may have missed. I do have my 9th grader is choosing to take guitar. So he will be taking a beginner guitar class on Master Books Academy as well. Because who knew that they offered that? So yeah, he'll be taking that. I think he might take Spanish through Rosetta Stone because I have a lifetime membership to that. So yeah, and I think that is gonna do it, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, give a thumbs up, and share this video, because yeah, I'm sharing this information to try to maybe help someone who's just mixing it up as much as I do, or who maybe is just starting out and doesn't know where to start and wants something that's open and go, because that's basically what Master Books is, since it's got the schedule all in it. You don't really have to do any planning. The only planning you have to do is what worksheets do I need this week? So yeah, and also, yeah, just to help encourage others, because if I can do homeschooling, I was one of those moms who was I will never homeschool my kids. I don't want them to be wacky. So, yeah, so it's just to encourage other people that if I can do it, anyone can. It just takes time and a sacrifice of time, but it really is worth it, honestly, because you do see the fruit. There may be days where it's trying and exhausting and frustrating and you feel like you didn't get anything done or your kids aren't learning anything, but I promise you, down the line, in years to come, you will see the progress and you will see the fruit of all that hard work. And it is so, so worth it. So you can do this. You got this. And thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.